Hi, this is Dominic from Paphos Life, and in today's film we're starting at Kallepeia and driving down to Paphos via the B7. So let's have the map up first of all. And we're going to be going through Tsada to have a look at that village, which is at the top of the B7. And then we're going to be driving down towards Mesogi, and instead of going from the B7 beyond there, we're going to head through Mesogi and Mesa Chorio and come down through the by the ISOP to the Post Office Roundabout. And in case you didn't know, ISOP is International School of Paphos. Right, there's a nice little nature trail on the right we just passed, and that was the main road into Kallepeia on the left. Kallepeia is a nice little village. It's got a couple of nice restaurants in there, and there are quite a few spots where you can go for walks from. It leads down eventually into the Azusa Valley. But we're going on the right. Actually, you'll see soon is where the delayed motorway project, one of the tunnels will be coming out of. I can't really give you an update on that. I mean, they've booted out the original contractor and it's now in the courts. So how long that'll take is anybody's guess. But they're beginning to start work on phase 2 now, once they've established what phase 2 actually is, I think. There were a few vehicles and people milling around at the site offices just up here on the right. Whether they were, whether they were the original company or it's the government clearing up after them, I don't know. As far as I was aware, according to the papers, the government weren't allowed on site until the court case had been finished or something. Anyway, once it hits the courts, no one knows how long it'll take. Mind you, the only bit of optimism I'd have is that in order to get that far, it was a court ruling, so it obviously something had progressed in the courts already, so hopefully it'll keep it on at that speed. When we get more information, I will let you know though, and I am doing some drone flights in the area so you can see how much has already been completed. But now we come off the main road and we're going into the centre of Sarda via the side roads. The scenic route, if you like, into Sarda. There's a nice little gorge, not gorge really, more of a valley I suppose, on the right here, which is hidden. If you like our channel, please do subscribe to it on YouTube and share the films far and wide. The more you share them, the more people see them, and the more it helps us in the YouTube algorithm. And if you want to help us out financially, go to our Buy Me a Coffee page on buymeacoffee.com/Paphos Life. All coffees gratefully received, and they go towards new content and stuff like that. And if you want to get something back, go to our Etsy shop at etsy.com/shop/Paphos Life. There you can get memorabilia and Christmas presents featuring artwork that we've done around Paphos, phone covers, mugs, calendars, topical at the moment, that sort of thing. So have a look on there. I'm becoming more into central Tsada now. It's one of those villages, some of the roads are very narrow because they were built for donkeys, but and at one point you'll see later on that I have a choice of 3 ways because there was no clear signage. But I do tend, it's one of those places where if you go through it 3 times, each time you'll end up going a different route because there's so many twists and turns and turnings available. It's a very pretty place. And soon there'll be a big church to the right, and it'll be like the main sort of square where they have the main restaurant. Villages are great places to go to if you've got a hire car and you want to eat more reasonably priced and often better quality food. There's the main square there. They do very good spreads in village taverns. It's an experience. If you're coming around February or January after the Christmas period, do check though that the place you want to visit is open, because sometimes they close for a week or two after Christmas and the New Year. We're winding our way through. And eventually we'll come to the main road again. But here's what I was saying, look, there's 3 turnings here. And I think I chose the left-hand one eventually. Nice little sign there, wouldn't go amiss. And that brings us back onto the main road, coming up to the B7. Now the B7 runs all the way from Paphos to Polis. It's one of the 2 roads you'd take to get to the north of the Paphos. The other one is up via Kallepeia. They both eventually lead to Polis. No, to be quite honest, the Kallepeia one actually leads to Prodromi, if you want to be completely accurate, which is it's kind of a town that's joined onto the side of Polis. Not sure where one starts and one ends. Anyway, so now we're on the B7. And in this instance, I seem to remember it's a nice clear route, but if you get stuck behind a lorry, it can be a bit of a pain. You've just got to take your time, really. But it's quite handy for getting an idea of what the weather's like down at the coast, because there's a wreck you'll see in a minute on the sea, and you'll be able to see if there's what the surf's like, or waves, rather, because I'm never going to be using it to go surfing. But when you see the ship, can't remember what it was like in this instance. It's obviously fairly cloudy at the moment and there's no sunshine. That does change though as you get closer to Paphos. You'll be amazed if you visit here and you do some driving, how much the weather will change from one part of Paphos to the other, because often it'll be raining up in Kallepeia and complete blue sunshine, say like quarter of an hour, 20-minute drive away. Some nice sun's rays coming through the clouds there. Now I could follow the B7 all the way down. I think it ends at Kennedy Square. That's where it meets the B6 and whatever the road is that goes down to the harbour. I did do earlier in the year a series of films just showing you how to drive around Paphos, because there's basically, I wouldn't call it a ring road, it's more of a rectangle, but just to familiarise yourself with them. So if you do a search on our channel, you'll get some tips on that, but we're going to be turning just here. Which is presumably the old road that used to run from Paphos to Polis. It's funny because my wife always mentions that when we first started coming to go on holiday in Cyprus, they were still building the B7. I don't have memory of that, but it doesn't mean it didn't happen. Just that I mean, 'cause my memory is very good in some things, but other things it's just like learning languages I'm terrible at. Anyway, I'm not going to get diverted onto that. So now we're in Mesogi. If you're looking at the sign, you might call it Mesogi because it's M-E-S-O-G-I, but it's like Walkabouts where the G is pronounced with a Y. Another one we'll come across later is CH at the start of the word. The C is often silent. So we'll be going into Mesa Chorio. Though I've probably murdered that pronunciation even still. I mean, I'm pretty much given up trying to get the exact pronunciation because no matter what I do, someone will tell me it's wrong. Because different people have different pronunciations for it, I've discovered. And I don't just mean British people, I mean, I can ask 3 different Cypriots. To me it sounds slightly different, but I don't know. I just try and see how it goes and not get annoyed if I get it wrong, basically. The worst thing you can do, though, is spell Paphos with TH. It's P-A-P-H-O-S. I don't know why, if you spell it with TH, it annoys people terribly. It doesn't annoy me, but I'm just passing on that little nugget. If you post on a forum, on a Facebook page, try and spell Paphos right. Or you can even be, if you like, more Cypriot and spell it with an F, P-A-F-O-S. There's a thought. A cat amongst the pigeons there. Anyway, we're going through Mesogi. Narrow roads here. Good time to avoid is around 8 o'clock-ish because the ISOP, the International School of Paphos, will be opening just about, and so you'll be in the middle of a school run, and this is one of the routes to it, and you have a bus that goes down here, a school bus. And if there are lots of cars around, it can take a while. I'm just speaking from experience when I had to drop our kid off back in the day. And now we're leaving Mesogi and going into Mesa Chorio. Now they've been doing some road renovations in Mesa Chorio. It's been going on for a while now, it has to be said. But so you can't go through the centre of the village. Now, when I approached the centre this time, it looked like the diversion had ended and you could once again go through. But as you'll see, I turned at the last minute. That's because somebody has decided to park straight in front of the diversion sign. So this is just a little plea. If there is a diversion sign or any road sign that's important, please don't park right in front of it to block the view from people. So there you go. So I had to turn right here, and the person behind me they'd assumed I was going ahead, and so they had overtaken. Luckily, we were all going at a sensible speed, so nothing bad happened. So this is on the diversion through Mesa Chorio now. You get some lovely views from up here because it's on the hill above Paphos. So if you can find a nice spot with a clear view, you'll get some. I mean, they're not really the best pictures because everything's in a distance. But if you just want to do a bit of sightseeing, it's lovely. We're driving into the sun, so the lighting is getting a bit dimmed. Now, I think there was some sort of church service going on up here on the left, and one of the cars was looking for a place to park for it. Just get a little bit patient and just wait. So there's some clear diversion signs there. That's what you want in a diversion. No one will park in front of them. Right, now we're going to come onto the road that has the hospice on it, which also leads to ISOP. There are 3 private schools in Paphos at the moment. They're building a 4th one, well, it's the old American colleges. If you go past the American college on the way to the airport, there are signs saying opening September 2024. But it's a building site, so that's not happening. So hopefully it'll be opening next year. But until then, there are 3 places where you'd want to take your kids to if you're moving to Cyprus. And they are, I don't say, they're getting on a bit as far as kids go, i.e. they're in the second school, approaching their GCSEs and all that. I mean, if they're younger, you consider sending them to the local schools, but it'd be a bit of a culture shock, I think, to send say a 12-year-old to a local Cypriot school. You don't really want to affect their learning. So yeah, there are 3. There's ISOP, International School of Paphos. There's Aspire, which is on the Tomb of the King's Road. And there's TLC, which is down at AS Georgios. And basically, look into all 3 of them. From memory, their prices are all the same anyway, pretty much, because it's set by the government. Or the maximum prices anyway. And there's the ISOP on the left, with a nice new car park on the right. And yeah, so basically look at all of them and then draw your own conclusions. Different people prefer different schools. I mean, we examined them all and we liked ISOP, partly in our case because of its location was handier, but also they had a very nice gym as well. But also we knew people who had got kids there and had good reports from it. So, but we visited all 3. So. Yeah, if you are moving to Cyprus, I would suggest that you go onto the various Facebook forums. Paphos Chat's one of them, but there are others, and ask questions there. Don't just find some guy going on YouTube trying to offer advice, because it may not be correct, may not even be legal. Ask for a wide variety of opinions. I mean, our Facebook group, as I said, Paphos Chat, and also while we're here, yeah, follow us on our Paphos Live Facebook page. We're trying to hit 75,000 members before the end of the year, and we're nearly there. Right, so now we're coming into central Paphos itself. We'll be approaching the hospital, will be on the left, well, they're turning to the hospital, and there'll be the main post office on the right. Post is another thing you have to deal with in Cyprus, just working out, because it's different from the UK one, because a lot of the time you'll find yourself going to the various courier shops to get your packages, and that's not the ideal solution, but it's the one that seems to work most quickly. I mean, my UPS man now delivers to my stuff to my local supermarket in Kallepeia. So that was the post office on the right, and that's the turning for the hospital on the left, the general hospital. And we're going to be ending as we go round the roundabout. But if you're wondering which roundabout it is, it's the one that's between the motorway roundabout and little traffic lights. And they'll have Christmas decorations on it. And they won't be lit up because it's daylight. There you have it. And if you've seen the Christmas film, you know what they look like at night, which is very nice indeed. I did like this roundabout. It was my favourite one. Okay, well, that was from Kallepeia to Paphos. Bit of an unusual route for us. Hope you liked it. See you in the next film. Take care. Cheers.